Let's go over the nose. The actual drama is taking place in Chicago, and I promise you that it's uglier than a reality TV finale. So why is everyone still so fixated on Caitlin Clark and Taylor Swift? Chennedy Carter and Angel Reese just turned the WNBA into a full-fledged soap opera, and if you thought their mysterious social media posts were a coincidence, you're mistaken. There's much more to this tale. Be prepared for what may be the most vicious mic drop of the season in the Chicago Sky locker room. Did Angel Reese just receive the most savage burn in WNBA history? Was this a well-timed retaliation shot from Chennedy Carter? More importantly, is the Chicago Sky becoming a team that free agents would prefer to avoid like the plague? Before we get into the juicy details, take a moment to like this video. I'll explain who said what, the backstage conflict, and why this drama might be the last straw in the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And by joining our team and subscribing to the channel, you'll always be up to date on the most recent WNBA news, expert analysis, and breakdowns of key decisions like this. Don't miss a moment. We've covered every aspect, so click the like button, subscribe, and let's dive right in. Let's go back and establish the scene first. Chennedy Carter had a breakout season with the Chicago Sky, averaging an impressive 17.5 points per game. That kind of production is usually rewarded with a new contract, right? Well, not in Chicago. The team decided not to offer her a qualifying contract, leaving fans scratching their heads. Was this just a business decision, or was there something more sinister happening behind the scenes? Now, let's talk about Carter's rocky WNBA journey after being suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. While with the Atlanta Dream, she was traded to the Los Angeles Sparks. Her performance dipped. She was eventually released, and she spent a year away from the league. Then in 2024, the Chicago Sky gave her another chance, and she delivered in a big way. But just when it seemed like she had found her groove, the Sky let her go crazy, right? Imagine putting up solid numbers, showing improvement, and then getting the boot, like you left dishes in the sink too many times. The fans, oh, they weren't having it. The players themselves provided the true entertainment. But if you're one of those folks, Twitter or X was overflowing with comments, memes, and hot takes quicker than a referee calling a technical penalty. Here's the real kicker, though. Carter was not only having an impact on the court, she was also creating waves off it. According to several stories, she had a tense relationship with her teammates and coaching staff, but her raw talent was indisputable. This is when things turn fiery, because the tension-filled whispers in the locker room just fueled the flames. Angel Reese made the decision to stir things up with a mysterious social media post only hours following Carter's departure. It doesn't need to be explained, lad. Was this a casual thought or a subtle jab directed at Chennedy Carter? The timing was just too good for fans to ignore, and they made snap judgments. It was like throwing a match onto a pile of dry leaves. Social media was ablaze with theories, reactions, and of course memes, and then Carter fired back, and she didn't hold back. The ability to consistently make layups, in my opinion, just elevates one to a higher level. If you missed that, let's break it down. Reese's inability to make layups, shooting just 42.4% from that range, is widely known.
But Angel Reese's, wow. Her stat line is rough. Real rough.
If there was any question that Carter's remark was about Angel, that stat sheet immediately removed it. It was the worst in the whole WNBA for a player her stature. Talk about a well-planned attack.
8 minutes. 2 for 6 from the field, and it's good to see that field goal percentage is not getting any better.
Let's take a step back. Carter went one step further and posted another cryptic message that said, "Not everyone deserves your loyalty." Was she referring to the Sky organization? Was this a direct jab at Angel Reese? Or were both fans going into detective mode and analyzing every word? This was no longer just a roster decision. It had officially turned personal. This rivalry isn't very recent. There had previously been tension between Reese and Carter, but it had always been simmering beneath the surface. Now, it was boiling over in the most visible way possible, and let's face it, this is the kind of drama that keeps fans riveted to their screens when professional athletes take their conflicts off the court and onto social media. You know things are serious, and this wasn't a one-time incident. The tension between Reese and Carter had been building for months, and this most recent essay, now that we know how the social media drama unfolded, let's enter the locker room because Based on numerous reports, what was happening behind closed doors was even messier than what we saw online. While some fans supported Carter, claiming she was just stating the facts, others supported Reese, claiming Carter was bitter about being fired. Regardless of which side people chose, one thing was certain: this wasn't going away anytime soon. Insiders said that the Chicago Sky locker room was not just tense, but completely dysfunctional. Think of it as a reality TV show where everyone is secretly plotting against one another. At the heart of it all was the accusation that former head coach Teresa Weatherspoon and Angel Ree Weatherspoon were playing favorites and allegedly creating the game plan to increase Angel Reese's stats, while other important players felt like extras in her film. Now, if that's the case, it should come as no surprise that things got out of hand. Nothing ignites team animosity more quickly than a coach giving preference to one player over the others, and as emotions grew, so did the drum. Chennedy, despite being one of the team's most prolific scorers, Carter allegedly became divisive off the court, with some viewing her as fanatical. Other players apparently took their complaints to management because they felt she was a disruptive presence. And guess what? That may have ended Carter's career rather than resolving the problems. The Sky made the internal decision to sever relations with her alto, but Carter wasn't the only one who had enough of the former Sky star. Marina Ma, who is currently with the Connecticut Sun, didn't hold back when she disparaged her old team in a subtle way while praising the professionalism and discipline of her new squad. It was obvious that the Sky were in disarray and that she was excited to be leaving. Additionally, it should be noted that this isn't the first time the team has experienced problems with chemistry. In previous seasons, several players have left for mysterious reasons, which has fueled rumors that the team has deep-seated issues. If Chicago doesn't get its act together, they may soon find it difficult to draw in top talent. After all, who wants to play for a team that consistently makes headlines for all the wrong reasons? If you've watched this far, you must be enjoying the video, so why not click the follow button for a moment? It's completely free, very easy, and helps us continue to provide you with more amazing content, especially if you're a WNBA fan. Whether it's player spotlights, game highlights, or behind-the-scenes moments, we've got you covered. You won't miss a beat when it comes to your favorite teams and players if you follow them. Alright, let's get back in. What is the larger picture here? The fallout from this drama is enormous and goes well beyond the Chicago skyline. It is also creating a precedent for locker room turbulence in the WNBA. Social media. Wars and covert favoritism might have a significant impact on team dynamics and future player contracts. SK's image is now really in jeopardy, and they may find it difficult to draw in top-tier players if they don't immediately clean up their internal mess. Free agents. Nobody wants to play for a team that is always in disarray and where players quickly hear about it. For Angel Ree, this is a pivotal time since a poisonous workplace may spell the end of a team's existence. She has already been portrayed in the media as a divisive person, and this most recent incident might solidify that image. If she can't find a way to establish herself on the court and make a difference, some fans believe she feeds on controversy, creating needless drama, while others see her as an outspoken leader who brings passion and fire to the game. The story fair or not, if a player is branded as a locker room nuisance, it may be difficult to change that perception. This plotline could potentially ruin her career for years to come. Chennedy Carter has a fantastic chance right now. She excelled abroad, scoring more than 30 points per game on average in China. That sort of output is not overlooked, and if she signs with the appropriate WNBA team and keeps up her impressive play, Chicago may come to regret letting her go. Every free agent and struggling player should be watching Carter's next move because, if she recovers, she could become the model for how to handle a difficult situation. Additionally, the WNBA is at a crossroads. If handled properly, these high-profile feuds could actually increase viewership. Fans love rivalries, social media call-outs, and heated matchups, but there's a fine line between providing good entertainment and harming the league's reputation. If conflicts like this continue to dominate the headlines, it could start to overshadow the actual game and hurt the league's progress. At the end of the day, the WNBA is in a pivotal moment of expansion and visibility. The league is growing, attracting more eyes, and finally getting the respect it deserves. How it handles high-profile conflicts like this will shape the narrative going forward. Will it embrace the drama as part of the game, or will it work to prevent these distractions from taking away from the sport itself? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this story is far from over. All right, so what's next? The Chicago Sky are at a critical juncture. This is a defining moment, not just for the franchise, but for the players caught in the middle of this storm. The team isn't just in need of a rebuild, they need an entire culture shift. If they don't clean up their image and create a stronger, more united team environment, they could struggle for years to come. Free agents and rising stars will hesitate before joining an organization that's constantly in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. As for Angel Reese, the ball is in her court, literally and figuratively. She has to decide what kind of player she wants to be moving forward. If she's aiming to become one of the faces of the WNBA, she'll need to work on refining her skills, proving she can lead without controversy, and showing she's more than just a media spectacle. Talent alone won't go her very far. She will need to develop her teamwork and consistency if she wants to rise to the top or fade into the background of basketball's never-ending drama. Chennedy Carter, on the other hand, has a huge chance to change her story. She has already shown that she can succeed abroad by scoring a ton of points in China. If she can take that momentum into the WNBA and let her play speak for itself, she could make everyone regret letting her go. If Carter finds a new team with which she fits in, avoids pointless arguments, and maintains her peak performance, she could make this whole situation appear to be Chicago's worst error. There is no denying that the WNBA offseason has become much more intriguing. The decisions clubs make over the next 6 months will determine the league's destiny. Will the Chicago Sky improve and rebound, or will they keep losing? Will Chennedy Carter find a new home and prove everyone wrong that he is a rap man, or will Angel Reese take action and quiet her detractors? Will her social media presence continue to overshadow her game? This entire issue between Angel Reese, Chennedy Carter, and the Chicago Sky is crazy, and I have a feeling it's far from done. Who do you think won this round? The WNBA drama just keeps getting better. If you made it this far, you're officially a genuine one. Tell me in the comments if it's Reese with the subtle shade or Carter with the savage clapbacks. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications so you never miss an update. Trust me, we're just getting started, and you don't want to miss what's coming up next. Until then, stay tuned, stay excited, and I'll see you in the next one. Leave a comment so I know who's still rocking with me.